These roommates are out of freaking control, man. Let's check them out. Maybe you've had a crazy roommate and I want to hear about it.
So tell me.
Once after coming back from class, I opened the door and immediately started tearing up and coughing. Turns out she and her friend were drinking and thought it would be funny to
pepper spray
the entire room. All the sheets had to be changed because they sprayed it directly on my bed for some reason. I had to camp out in my friend's room until the next day. She ended up cleaning everything, but still, who does that? Apparently, your roommate. I feel like that is very dangerous. No, you know what? I don't just feel, that is dangerous. Oh my God, my hair is just like, what the f is that?
Get in there.
Why do you look straight? They would torture each other throughout the year, and I was the unfortunate bystander caught in the crossfire. I remember driving home one day, noticing a very nice looking bed in the dumpster I pass each day and wondering, who would throw out such a nice bed? I get into my apartment and notice that the walls were all scuffed up and one of my roommates was missing her bed.
Yep.
The other roommate got some of her friends and tossed her bed into the dumpster. Looking back on it, I don't know how I made it through the year.
Oh my God.
All I can picture is bed bugs. Better to be watching the crossfire than to be in it. A couple years after college, I lived in a house with two other girls. One I had known from high school, the other was 10 years younger than us.
Whoa.
The younger roommate must have not known how to live with others because she had the standard bad roommate etiquette for stealing our food, specifically my cookie dough.
Not the cookie dough.
And not helping with the trash, recycling, or lawn mowing. She also initially put her dirty dishes outside her bedroom door as if she wanted us to clean them. When we told her to clean them, she hid them in the oven. I don't think you need to know these things by living with someone. Honestly, the worst part of that entire list is the fact that she took your cookie dough. Don't touch
the cookie dough.
In my junior year of college, I moved into an off-campus apartment with two other girls who were far closer friends with each other than me. Well, at least until the summer.
Whoa.
Well, at least until the summer before we moved. They apparently got into a huge fight about a guy that led to physical blows and never told me, but still had to be roommates because of the lease we signed. All over a guy. It's not worth your time. A black guy is not worth this dude. I had a roommate who dated a guy who stole our landlord provided, aka free, flat screen TV and sold it for
an illegal substance.
When my other roomie and I found out, we asked our landlord to terminate her lease immediately. She ended up coming back with her boyfriend and a gang of people and burglarized the entire building, 3 apartments. Fun times. Okay, so you were not living with a roommate, you were living with a criminal.
Great.
Sounds like a really fun time. It started with the super long hair extensions that shed all over our shared bedroom and clogged our shower drain.
Ugh.
She refused to clean it because there was no way of knowing whose hair it was, other than the fact that our hair were very different colors and lengths. Then came the naked yoga in our bedroom and naked cooking. It was horrible. But the thing that ultimately got me to fight my housing contract and move out, I came back from a short holiday to find her in bed eating my cookie butter from the jar with a fork. Don't know why her using a fork over a spoon makes it worse, but it does. It absolutely freaking does. Not the cookie butter. What is it with people and stealing cookies from others? No. I don't even think I can touch on the naked cooking and the naked yoga part because of guidelines. Stole another housemate's ID, opened a bank account in their name, stole a check, it was the 90s, from a housemate and wrote it out to himself using the name on his fake account so he could pin it on someone else. Thankfully, his plan didn't work because we were already getting suspicious of him. Our house was a lot happier after we kicked him out. Y'all are living with some serious criminals, okay? Are we not background checking these people? I guess if it was the 90s, maybe leasing and stuff was a lot different back then.
I don't know.
They're really strict up in here nowadays. Oh my God, the extent you got to go through to apply for renting. Where do I start? First, she went to bed at 7 p.m. every night and insisted on complete darkness and minimal noise. So she would complain that the TV was too loud, it was on 12 out of 100. I basically didn't get to stay in my own room if I wasn't sleeping too. Second, she rode horses and brought her disgusting riding boots inside the room rather than keeping them in her trunk.
Ew.
It smelled like a barn the whole year. Third, she would hide Cheerios and peanut butter under her bed so I'd wake up to the sounds of munching. What? Did you share a room? It sounds like they shared a room. Oh my God. No. 7 p.m.?
7 p.m.?
That's dinner time. I knew my college roommate from high school and felt more comfortable living with someone I knew beforehand. She went wild and started partying and sleeping around with a bunch of guys. Once I woke up with her and some random guy in the bed next to me, luckily clothed at the moment. The bit that takes the cake, however, is when she put candy wrappers in my pillow of a candy I was allergic to. I have a pretty severe allergy, so she tried to kill you. I woke up for a full week with a swollen face and couldn't figure out what was wrong. Finally, I washed my sheets and the wrappers came flying out. I never saw her do it and can't prove it, but it was definitely her. I found a new roommate for sophomore year. That's like
attempted murder.
I feel like we could have a Netflix documentary case here. My roommate from a few years back started off being the kindest, sweetest girl. That's how they always start off. But it turns out she had a lot of issues with boundaries. She would eat my food, wear my clothes, and borrow my stuff without permission. She even took some of my clothes and my hair straightener to Europe with her for a month. But the final straw was when she drank 2 bottles of wine by herself and I woke up at 3 a.m. to find her puking in my bed. Ugh. If you are gonna puke, at least puke in your own bed. The disgrace. My college roommate my freshman year would go through my drawers and steal my clothes without asking, including
Underwear.
and would cry and say I was attacking her when I asked for my clothes back. She also required me to have my Snapchat and iPhone location on and would spam call me, freaking out if I went somewhere without telling her or if my location was off. I ended up moving out after 1 semester because I couldn't handle her anymore. That sounds literally like a psycho girlfriend or a psycho boyfriend. I need to know what you're doing and who you're with at all times. And the underwear part? At what level is this considered
Stalking.
Then a horrible smell started coming from her room, so my other housemate tried to go in while she was at work, and oh my God, you couldn't open the door more than an inch because it was piled up with literal garbage, and it turned out she'd been eating and just leaving half-empty takeout containers in her room for months. They'd rotted, and that was the smell. It was covered in flies. It was horrific. No idea how she managed to keep it secret so long, and I hope she got the help she needed, but I was out of there for the weekend. Oh, by the weekend. Yeah, that's a quick move out. When I heard stories like this, I used to literally be like, ugh, until I started watching this TikTok account that cleans people's homes for free who suffer from like depression or hoarding and things like that. A lot of people who have this lifestyle, they're going through a lot mentally, so I'm trying to be more understanding of it rather than gagging. I mean, I'll gag, but also be understanding.
You know?
An old roommate of mine would not flush the toilet. It's like he didn't know that it was possible to dispose of poop and pee by pulling the handle. Oh, and he would vomit almost every day and never once clean the okay.
Bruh.
We get it. All you gotta say is that he wouldn't flush the toilet. I don't need details. Now I have a visual in my mind of a stained toilet. I don't need that. I got enough stuff up here that shouldn't be up here. Too many to count. A few of the best include, all right, here's the list. Used my salad bowl and ladle to mix concrete. Broke every single piece of glassware I own. Threw out an unopened Amazon box that contained my Christmas present from my brother. Let my indoor cat out on purpose multiple times. Dented my car bumper. Dropped a pizza box so the pizza landed face down on the ground and then left it there for 2 days. Never apologized for any of the mentioned incidents. That's a hefty list. I wouldn't even know what to do with myself. Genuinely. I would think I would literally sleep in my car. All right, guys, these are some horrible roommates that are just absolutely out of control. Have you had a bad roommate experience? Let me know in the comments. You can keep it anonymous. I won't tell anybody.
Promise.
I'm getting out of here though. Stay classy out there and stay sassy, and good luck if you have to do roommate hunting. Do your research.